All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope you're already off to a great start to your week. I'm excited to talk to you today a little bit about your identity. You know, as we've been doing this on the last couple of weeks, I guess, on Mondays. And by the way, if this is your first time listening, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. But on Mondays, I like to talk about your mindset so I can kind of set you up for principles throughout the week. Now, during the week, we can talk about the rest of our top priorities like, mind, body, money, business, lifestyle. But ultimately, I want you to get your week started every single week with some fundamentals. And I've gone to this idea of creating your ultimate destiny that was shared to me by one of my mentors, Robert Stuberg. And he has an amazing program called Creating Your Ultimate Destiny. And so each Monday, I'd like to kind of feature one of those topics. And today it's all about your identity and how identity shapes your destiny. So I want you to take a minute and, you don't have to do this right now, but I want you to ask yourself, who are you? What identity do you relate to and do you associate with? Who are you? And most people, when they answer that question, they're going to say, their career, or they're a husband, father, they're a business person, they're a mother, they're a caregiver, whatever it is. I want you to really think about that for a minute, because what you're going to find if you listen to the Daily Mastermind often enough, or you hear me often enough, is that you are none of those things. Those are just things that you've attached yourself to over time and you use to define yourself. And your identity is really not the things you do. They're not the things that you have experienced. You are not, for example, your mind. You're not your heart. You're not your experiences that you've had in life. You're the person who's living that. You're the person who's noticing that. You are the person that's listening to your mind. You're the person that's watching and feeling your emotions. And so what you learn over time is that your identity is ultimately what you make it. But most people are caught up in the identity or the psyche that they've created throughout their life. Andy Kaufman was a great comedian, and Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman in a movie a while back, and I'm not going to get into the details of it, but one of the things that really caught my interest and really blew me away is when Jim Carrey got done spending, he immersed himself in this character of Andy Kaufman, so much so that he took on the identity of Andy Kaufman. And when he was done with this role he played in this movie, I think it was called Man in the Moon or something like that, but the point is he was so overwhelmed with that identity that he lost himself. He lost Jim Carrey. He said when he was done, he didn't even remember his identity, and he made an interesting comment. He said, "If I could lose my identity in a character, then what is my identity? What is it really if I can literally train myself to become a different identity?" And the key is to understand, in my opinion, that you are the creator of your identity. And most of us go through life and we allow life to create our identity. We allow circumstances to define who we are. We allow our mind to tell us who we are and what we're doing. And that's just ultimately the worst possible thing you could do if you decide that you want to create your ultimate destiny. I believe if you want to create your ultimate destiny, the destiny that you want to live, the one that you deserve to live, that it's never too late to live, you've got to take control and understand the power you have to create your identity. So my mentor, Robert, he actually breaks this down really well, because he talks about the fact that your identity cannot be created. If you want to be in control of your life, it can't be created from external or outside influences. And that's the challenge, and that's the problem that most of us have, is that our identity is created by outside influences. Many years of my life, my identity was my business. It was my work. It was what I did was who I was. And what you have to learn is that there's really 3 levels that everyone has that determines and creates their identity in life. Number 1, your background information. This is a combination of all your characteristics, your race, your age, your gender, all the things that, your job, your title, your family, all of your background information. This is one level that creates identity for most individuals. The second level that creates identity is the beliefs that shape your life. These are ideas that it's very important to notice that are arbitrarily given to some of the things in your life that show that give power over your life. It's power over your thoughts and your actions, because your beliefs, remember, your thoughts create feelings, which in turn take action and create results in your life. But these beliefs that you have from what's happened in your life are what are arbitrarily taking power over your life, thoughts, and actions. But your beliefs, make no doubt, they're shaping what you believe your identity is. So we've got one level is your background information. The next is the beliefs that you're living in life. That's why as people get older and older, their beliefs are shaping who they are. Not to be confused with the fact that you can change that. But your background and your beliefs shape your life. And then the third level, and by the way, the beliefs that you have, that second level, that can be changed at any time. You can change your beliefs. That's the point of the Daily Mastermind. We're constantly talking about how you can change your beliefs. But your first is your background information. Sometimes you don't have a lot of control over that. The second is your beliefs, which are changeable. And the third level, and this is the level I really want you to understand, is your conscious self-definition. This is the definition you give yourself for your identity. Now understand that this third level is the management level of your identity. This is where Robert talks about, where your intellect can orchestrate and manage and arrange the first two levels. And the creator of your full identity is your conscious self-definition, because you control that. So let's wrap this real quick. So you've got your background information that most people are stuck in as far as their identity. And then you've got your beliefs, which a lot of times you're not in control of, you're not conscious of, but these beliefs are shaping what your identity is. And then third, it's a conscious self-definition, the area that most people don't do, the area where they can define who they are. And this is so important for you if you want to create your identity and really understand who you are. Because if you create an empowering self-definition and you apply it to all levels of your identity, then you can truly shape your identity. Let me explain what I mean by that. When you just accept your background and you just accept that background information, then your identity is being created for you. But if you were to say, instead of saying, I grew up without money, I grew up in a poor environment. Instead, if you say, I believe that my environment has shaped who I am so that I can become the greatest version of myself, then you've created a self-empowering definition. Or maybe your beliefs are that life happens to you instead of for you, or your beliefs are you've been through a lot and, life is just a struggle. But you can change that belief. And part of the way you change that is through an empowering self-definition. You can choose to say that your mess is your message. You can choose to say that your mess has your life circumstances are defining you and they're refining you and they're helping you to be able to create your best life, because you know that you've got to have that in order to be strong enough to go to another level. So understand with me here that empowering self-definitions can help you to get rid of disempowering beliefs and these self-limiting beliefs that are happening in your life, all these things that you've accumulated by creating an empowering self-definition of who you believe you are or who you believe you want to be. You can overcome all these other areas of your identity. And also, empowering self-definitions can help you see your self-worth and potential. They can help you shield yourself against negativity from the outside world, because you can say, I believe this about myself and my identity and how I react to the negativity. And it'll also help you overcome your internal negativity, because it's that voice, right? That voice inside your head. Remember, you are not the voice. You're the person that's hearing the voice. You're the person that is seeing those emotions pop up and deciding what to do with them. But just the real point I want to hammer home here for you is that the third level of identity, this self-empowering, self-controlling, self-imposing definition that you can choose for identity, it manages all the other levels of your life. It can help you to increase your productivity. It can help you to uncover hidden talents. It can help you to dispel rumors and gossip and build morale and positive attitude. And it'll help you to maintain focus and direction when you decide that your identity is what you choose for it to be. So you got to understand the untapped power of this third level of shaping your identity. This is a common thing we're talking about here. If you want to create your life, create your ultimate destiny, you have to choose your decisions, you have to choose your actions, and you have to choose your identity, because your identity will be that thing, that filter, that philosophy that you're using as you go forward in your life to create. So don't settle for the identity that's been created for you. Don't settle for the identity that you think you've had. Choose to take a management control of your identity. And remember, as Michael Singer always talks about, the key is not the strategy. The key is not the tactics. The key is not your level of success in managing it. The key is just being aware. Just be aware that you are not your mind. You are not your circumstances. You are not your background. You are aware of the fact that you are a unique individual and you have greatness inside of you. I believe that. So I want you to ask yourself and challenge yourself this week. What do you think about yourself? What do you say about yourself when people ask you who you are? Is it a definition that was given to you that you've accumulated over life, or are you consciously creating your identity? What do your actions say about your identity? What do other people say about you? Which of these things should have any weight in your life? What's important to you? Break down those 3 levels of your identity, your background and your beliefs, and write some empowering self-definitions that you can use to guide yourself through your life. I believe if you do that, you're going to see some serious results and you're going to be happier. You're going to be more fulfilled with your life. So that's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. Hope you have an amazing week. I look forward to talking with you a little bit more. Do me a favor and share this show. If you're listening, you got any value, just share it with somebody. And then tag me in the comment if you want. And I'd love to see what you got going on. I'd love to hear from you. Hit me up on the Daily Mastermind on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon. Once again, my name is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind.